Happy Information Wednesday on Thursday. Better late than never. I apologize for my tardiness, but yesterday was a crazy day. Per my teaser yesterday, I want to talk about people receiving non-renewals from their auto insurance providers and also those same individuals who may be having a hard time obtaining new coverage. So the reason I thought this conversation is relevant is I'm seeing a real big trend with people coming my way shopping because they received a non-renewal notice from their current insurance provider, or they're trying to find a better rate, of course. And I'm having difficulty because of their history. I'm going to break down exactly what that means and why they likely were non-renewed or having a hard time getting affordable coverage. Before I do that, though, I do want to give you a refresher on how insurance companies do their risk analysis on you as a driver. So how all insurance companies do their risk analysis, they first look at you as an individual. They're looking at your driving history, your age, where you live, the law of large numbers, how many accidents, construction zones are in your local area, what's your claims history, your driving history, of course, do you have any accidents or incidents, look at your credit. All of those things are taken into account to kind of find out where you fall on the risk meter. And then that, of course, is how insurance companies will determine pricing, what kind of discounts they can apply, surcharges, etc. As I mentioned earlier, not all insurance companies are obviously created equal. Everybody has different tolerances in terms of what they find acceptable in regards to accidents, incidents, claims history, etc. So it does vary, but I think as a blanket number, any company that is seeing 5 or more accidents, especially when they're at fault, that definitely is grounds for non-renewal. If they're having 3 or more incidents in the last 5-year period, you're also going to probably see either a denial, non-renewal, or very high insurance rates. And just a little refresher on how incidents and tickets and accidents all work. So at-fault accidents do stay on your credit or on your history for a total of 5 years. They surcharge for a total of 3 years. And then same with any kind of tickets and citations. Those have the same effect. Surcharge for 3 years, stays a chargeable offense for 5 years. So unfortunately, what happens in our day-to-day does, as I was saying, is unfortunately what happens to our day-to-day does have long-term consequences and impacts when it comes to our insurance score. And like I said, our insurance scores are individual makeup, plus our history of us filing claims, accidents, incidents, etc. And the unfortunate part is when we have an at-fault accident, for example, usually it comes along with a citation as well. So not only do you have now an at-fault accident on your record, you now have a ticket, a moving violation, or some other citation that goes along with it. So you have 2 negatives now on your driving record. So you're more than halfway there where you're already looking at a high risk where a company could decide to non-renew you, or of course hike up your rate so much that it's no longer affordable for you. In terms of at-fault accidents, of course, this is considering our personal driving record and the accidents that we personally were involved in. However, if we lend our car to someone that does not have their own insurance and they get into an accident that is their fault, that also gets taken into consideration against us and our insurance score, and of course goes on the record as an at-fault accident as well, even though that you were not the driver. Something to definitely take in consideration when it comes to lending your car out, because you in essence are taking liability for them driving your car. Now let's talk about tickets and citations real quick. I know nobody wants to spend 8 hours of their life in driving school. It's probably the worst 8 hours of your life. However, it's definitely worth it because having a ticket, like I said, does stay on your record for a total of 5 years and surcharges for a total of 3 years. And those tickets, of course, add up. So do yourself a favor and just do driving school and have that expunged from your record so you don't have to pay for it. Another big common thing I'm seeing a lot is salvage titles. Salvage means that the vehicle had severe prior damage. Of course, this damage may have been fixed. However, the title still shows salvage, and a lot of insurance companies will not touch this. The moral of today's story is, despite your circumstance, if you received non-renewal or you're just receiving really high rates, I do have 3 different insurance providers that I shop for my auto customers. Of course, we have Farmers, MetLife, which we acquired recently, and then Bristol West, which is a subsidiary company of Farmers. Bristol West was previously known to help our youthful drivers, our blemish drivers, foreign drivers, the ones that definitely are a little bit harder to place. They have great rates for those individuals. However, I am the person to definitely approach when it comes to shopping for your insurance. So do yourself a favor, give me a call, let me audit your policy, let me put money back in your wallet. As always, ask yourself, are you protected? Give me a call at 602-525-5665 or email me at cmcqueen@farmersagent.com. We'll see you next week.